If you're over 40 and you've been waking up from your afternoon nap feeling just a little bit groggy, dizzy, or numb, your blood vessels might actually be aging faster than you think. You see, we usually picture strokes happening during some really intense physical exertion. But emergency rooms are actually seeing a very quiet, really startling trend right now. Older adults are coming in with sudden strokes that were triggered by absolutely nothing more than a simple afternoon rest. Think about it. When was the last time you woke up from a midday nap? Did you feel a bit off balance, or maybe you noticed a faint, weird numbness in your fingers? Most of us just brush that off, right? We think, oh, I probably just slept in a weird position. But is your afternoon rest actually harming your heart? Because that dizziness, it's not just sleep inertia. It could actually be a sign of your brain quietly begging for oxygen. So let's look at this hidden napping danger, a silent stress test. Now, for decades, we've been told that napping is the ultimate healthy habit, and it definitely can be. But here's the surprising truth. If you're dealing with high blood pressure, hardened arteries, or elevated cholesterol, napping the wrong way puts a massive strain on your blood vessels. You think you're resting, but on the inside, your circulatory system is completely struggling to adapt to sudden, extreme shifts in pressure. The medical mystery here really isn't the nap itself. It's how we're napping. There are 4 common everyday napping mistakes that secretly turn what should be a healthy restorative habit into a really severe blood flow challenge. And honestly, you might be making at least one of these every single day without even realizing it. Let's break down exactly why they're so dangerous. All right, suspect 1, eating before you sleep. This is something we almost instinctively do, right? Going straight to bed immediately after a large, salty, or high-fat lunch. It feels perfectly natural to get drowsy after a heavy meal. But just surrendering to that sleep right away, that's actually a critical error for your vascular system. Let's look at the biological domino effect happening inside you. When you eat a heavy meal, your body immediately reroutes a massive amount of blood down to your stomach to help with digestion. And because of this sudden rush of blood down to your digestive tract, your brain actually loses oxygen, and your overall blood pressure drops. If you fall asleep right at this exact moment, you're essentially shutting off your body's early warning system while your brain is at its absolute most vulnerable. The magic number to remember here is 30. The first 30 minutes after a meal is the most volatile window for blood flow redistribution. Your blood is literally thicker from the fats, your volume is expanding from the sodium, and the flow is just sluggish. Falling asleep right then is kind of like intentionally turning off your navigation system right in the middle of a bad storm. Now, let's move to suspect 2, the dangerous desk nap. This is an incredibly common habit, especially if you're, say, reading at the dining table. You get a little tired, cross your arms, drop your heavy head down, and close your eyes for 20 minutes. It seems totally harmless, but you are physically compressing your lifelines. To understand why, we need to look at a tiny, absolutely vital structure in your neck called the carotid sinus. Think of it as your body's blood pressure remote control. When you sleep hunched over your arms, your awkward neck posture physically compresses this vital remote control. And the response? Your body reflexively drops your heart rate, and your blood pressure just unexpectedly plummets. That neck compression literally starves the brain. Sleeping heavily on your arms stretches and compresses those cervical arteries. And if you already have some reduced blood flow, this awkward bending can lead to sudden dizziness, extreme nausea, or even subtle mini-strokes. People so often wake up with tingling hands and just assume, oh, I just slept wrong. But you know what? That tingling might not just be a pinched nerve in your arm. It could actually be a sign of transient oxygen loss in your brain. Okay, let's transition to suspect 3, sleeping too long. This happens when a quick little afternoon rest accidentally turns into a deep, prolonged sleep cycle. We naturally think, well, if a 20-minute nap is good, an hour must be amazing. But actually, that is one of the most dangerous myths out there about aging and sleep. This data point is incredibly sobering. Research actually links napping for over an hour to a nearly 40% higher risk of stroke compared to not napping at all. 40%, that's huge. But the key takeaway here isn't that napping itself is bad. No, the real danger lies in the combination of sleeping too long and then waking up with poor vascular elasticity. Consider the difference between a 20-minute nap and a 90-minute nap. 20 minutes keeps you in a nice, light sleep. It gives you a gentle recovery, and it's really healthy for your heart. But at 90 minutes, you've entered deep sleep. Your heart rate is very slow. Your blood pressure is at its absolute lowest. When your alarm suddenly jolts you awake from that deep state, it literally forces your aging blood vessels to hit the brakes way too hard. Your body surges with adrenaline, and that causes a massive, dangerous spike in blood pressure. Which brings us to the final and maybe most hidden danger of all. Suspect 4, standing up too fast. It's that exact moment you open your eyes, realize you've slept way too long, and just suddenly rush out of bed because the phone is ringing or someone's at the door. We call this the 60-second danger window. Jumping up instantly causes a sudden, sharp drop in your blood pressure because gravity is just pulling all that blood straight down to your legs. If your heart and vessels can't react fast enough, you're going to get dizzy. But even worse, if there's any plaque built up in your arteries, the sudden shock of that blood flow change can actually dislodge it, and that can send a clot straight into the brain in mere seconds. Now, I want you to take a deep breath. I know this all sounds a bit frightening, but I really want to reassure you. You absolutely do not have to give up napping. Not at all. In fact, a proper nap is incredibly restorative. You just need to adopt a safe, doctor-approved routine. So let's look at the stroke-safe nap strategy, a proper protocol we can all use. Here is your perfect napping formula. First, wait 20 to 30 minutes after eating. Maybe take a gentle walk to let digestion start before you lie down. Second, keep those naps between 20 and 30 minutes. Just set an alarm. Third, lie flat. If you don't have a bed handy, use a supportive U-shaped pillow to keep your neck perfectly straight. And finally, always wake up slowly. To completely neutralize that 60-second danger window, just follow this exact, really calming routine when you wake up. Open your eyes, stay completely still, and take 3 deep breaths. Let your nervous system reboot itself. Then, just gently move your fingers and your toes to get the blood flowing again. And finally, sit up slowly on the edge of the bed for 30 full seconds before you even attempt to stand up. If you can remember just 4 words from this entire explainer, let it be these: short, flat, slow, steady. This is the ultimate golden rule of napping for anyone over 40. Keep it short, lie flat, fall asleep slow, rise steady. Your afternoon nap should always be a gentle, restorative transition. It should never be a deep shock to your system. As we wrap up today, I want you to reflect on this. Health isn't about grand gestures. It's about treating your body with care, even in the smallest moments of rest. You know, your blood vessels have worked so hard for you for decades. Treat them gently. Tomorrow afternoon, when you feel your eyes getting heavy, remember to lie back, set that 20-minute alarm, and give your body true, safe rest. But it does beg the question, if something as simple as a nap can impact your vascular health this much, what other everyday habits might your heart be trying to warn you about?